What's up, everybody? Danny's here, and we are back at it again with another video. But before we get into it, make sure you check out all the links in the description below. So, exciting news. Hollow Knight Silksong has been released today, but I'm not going to give you guys my thoughts and reviews because I haven't played it yet for sure, though. And plus, I have seen a few comments that you haven't played this yet. So, I'm going to have to say I'm sorry to you guys, and I'll probably just learn from my mistakes. So, as we're going to say, let's move on and roll with it, by the way. You just got to roll with it. Somehow, though. So, Hollow Knight Silksong has been released today on Xbox, Nintendo, and PlayStation, and on Steam. But here's the bad news. Hollow Knight Silksong was released, but it had officially crashed all digital video game stores like Nintendo eShop, Xbox Store, PlayStation Store, and Steam Store. And plus, also, I think it's going maintenance on now, but definitely, though, I think Hollow Knight Silksong has reached 1,000 plays, which means it's going to become a very popular video game, and it may be awarded Game of the Year, but I'm hoping this game gets tons of reviews, honestly, because right now I think this makes a lot of sense that Donkey Kong Bonanza has a lot of reviews, and IGN gave it a 10 out of 10. And this is why this game will be awarded Game of the Year, because they've officially bring back all of these video game features, like a 3D Donkey Kong game. That's why IGN had to give it a 10 out of 10. So that's why it will be awarded Game of the Year. Plus, what I'm also noticing is that Hollow Knight Silksong will be awarded Game of the Year once it gets great reviews, and I'm hoping this game will be a 10 out of 10, just like with Donkey Kong Bonanza, but I'm hoping these two games will be awarded Game of the Year. So, we used to have Hollow Knight released like 7 years ago, and now we have all the development we had for Hollow Knight Silksong. After 7 years ago, they decided to release Hollow Knight Silksong, which is a sequel to Hollow Knight, definitely. But I think it's just also known as Hollow Knight 2. Hollow Knight 2. Because remember, we used to have Breath of the Wild 2, you guys remember? But it's now known as Tears of the Kingdom, which was a sequel to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. But also, I think Nintendo would also describe it as Tears of the Kingdom, which was a sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which I guess makes sense, though. I guess makes a lot of sense. But I kind of see there is Hollow Knight 1 and Hollow Knight 2, which means we've gotten sequels like that, definitely, for sure. But definitely, I kind of like Breath of the Wild, though, and Tears of the Kingdom. But I haven't played Hollow Knight yet, though. But let me know, what did you guys think of Hollow Knight Silksong? Let me know in the comments below. Have you guys played the first Hollow Knight yet? Let me know in the comments below as well, though. That's the thing. So I think Hollow Knight 1 definitely is one of the best Hollow Knight games that was ever released 7 years ago. And normally, though, I think this gameplay is kind of like a Super Mario Brothers game, like a 2D Mario game, or a 2D Zelda game normally. I think it would remind me of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, though, Hollow Knight, though. But Hollow Knight Silksong definitely reminds me of the same game. Definitely. It does remind me of The Legend of Zelda, by the way. But let me know, does Hollow Knight remind you of The Legend of Zelda? Let me know in the comments below. I'm going to say yes, though, honestly, because most likely it does remind me of, like, a sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. But it does remind me that it's like Breath of the Wild 2, but it's Tears of the Kingdom for sure, though. So, honestly, I kind of like Hollow Knight Silksong, but I haven't played this game yet, though, since it was released. So, definitely, though, I haven't played it yet, though, because you guys know that I don't play games that are licensed by Nintendo that much. But I do play Nintendo games on the Nintendo Switch. But honestly, I think this is what it is, though. I like playing games that are made by Nintendo, but I feel like everybody's got their own opinion, which I guess makes a lot of sense. So yeah, Hollow Knight Silksong is released today. Let me know if you guys are going to pick this game up. Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new to this channel. Make sure to hit that bell notification every time you get notified when I post a video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Peace!